Alrighty, folks, I am excited to share with the three amigos something I announced on the Daily Financial News this morning, that I am actually going to do my one-time only ORaaT Bootcamp. Going to talk about the goal of it. We're going to talk about some things I'm thinking about. We're going to talk about kind of the pre-questions. But I want to bring Dion in because, as you guys know, he is the teacher of the group. And I want to bring Matt in because he's actually executed boot camps for. So, guys, thank you for being here. I want to tell you the plan, kind of highlight what's going on, and I want you to make it better for everyone that's coming. You guys ready for this?
Yes.
Awesome. Well, first thing I guess we should talk about, let's just get the numbers out of the way. This is not a free event. This is going to be charged. I don't want any misgivings or surprises. If you have not bought my main course, How to Get Started One Rental at a Time, it is almost $1,000. It's $997. If you have bought my course, we will just true up, right? Whatever the delta is, we'll make that good so nobody overpays. But a couple of things are going to happen when you buy it. Is I'm going to unlock every course I've ever created for you. The main course, the Get Money Right course, the Mastermind, the Buy Box Deep Dive, everything I ever had will be unlocked. Second, we will get you added to the Facebook group. Third, I am going to send you 5 questions. And this is where I think I could get your guys' input first. Is I want to know who's coming, and I want to make sure I know who's on the other end so that we could tailor the 10 weeks, right? So I want them to answer 5 questions and real quick, and then we'll get your guys' feedback. 1, tell me about yourself. Where are you at in this journey? 2, what are the 3 things you're hoping to get out of this event? 3, do you have a market in mind? Do you have a buy box in mind, or nothing yet? 4, what is your biggest struggle or stumbling block? And then finally, I got this one from Matt. I'm looking to do these scheduled in the evenings during the week or sometimes on the weekend. So I'm going to ask people to list any times they absolutely can't do it, so that hopefully we can juggle around and get most people. So that's where I'm starting with this. I am targeting 50 people only. It is one time because I want to record it and make it for everyone else. But that's where I start. I'll shut up. Matt, you've done one of these multi-week boot camps. Your first thoughts?
I'll start with number 5. You give them the options, they can't give you the options. You'll never make heads or tails of 50 people. Yeah. So you gotta give them 4 times that are an hour that work for them, and then you just go with majority rule.
Okay.
The way that we do it in our boot camp is we pick the majority rule, and then anybody that says, I absolutely can't make that, we say, sounds great. We'll note that, and we'll get you in the next boot camp.
Okay.
That way we give people, up to a year to use their boot camp pass.
Okay.
That's fine with us. We want to make sure it's eventually you'll get one at an opportune time. That would be the main thing I would change. We do that first step. That's exactly what we do, is we actually have them fill out a profile. Mm-hmm. And the reason that we want them to fill out a profile is because we want to understand if they're a brand new investor, are they a 60 unit investor? I think the cool thing for us is that we don't tailor it to people between 30 and 60 units, or 0 and 30, or 0 and 10. We tailor it because everybody can always learn a nugget about any part of the process.
Yeah.
And then the third thing that I would say, based on the list that you gave, is I would have one of your sessions, like you have to have a syllabus. And so if you have, 11 sessions or 10 sessions, if you're on 10 weeks or whatever it is, you should have one specifically for managing a property manager.
Okay. I like it.
Because I've had property managers. I've used them. I hate them. We have that process. We talk about property management insourcing, because in my course, it's not just a matter of learning how to do something. It's a matter of understanding what it takes to do it, so you can hold your PM accountable and make sure that you're not getting ripped off. For you in your position where you're managing a PM and essentially looking at that spreadsheet, you'll have best practices for, I want a daily update on rents. I want a daily update on this. And people need to be able to set that up, because now you've become elite at managing your property manager. Mm-hmm. And the challenge will be, can they get there? And understanding your process, that's going to be one of the, I think, critical items that you're going to have to be able to teach people, which is, this is how I effectively manage my property manager.
Appreciate that. Appreciate that.
Sure.
So Dion, you're the teacher, right? Your job is to get those drunk son of a guns in the parking lot into the stands. When I look at this, again, this goes back to my event in Mountain View, whatever it was, 3 months ago. A lot of people were stuck on the market, even pre-buy box. So this is kind of the outcome of that. But any advice from a teacher?
So I'm going to tear this in 3 different steps, right? The first one is some people are going to say, why is there a cost to the program? And you'll have your haters will go, if they're selling you a program, right? Be cautious. Because if a guru needed to get the income from the courses to be financially successful, that's not who you want to learn from, unless you're making a course. If you're developing a course, then you go and you watch Sean Cannell. That's what he does. Teaches people how to grow YouTube. So if that's what you're doing, you watch him. So the litmus test is, if we took away all the money you make from any courses you do, how many people would love to have the income that you have from what you do, right? So that's why they're there to learn. It's the first thing. So you get rid of the haters by going, why is there a cost? Well, there's a cost because when you start giving out information, people won't take action if it comes with no value. If they don't have any skin in the game, they're not going to take it serious. They're not going to take notes. They're not going to take action. So you want people who are going to do something with this to make it productive. I think your price is right in line with it. I'm not a fan of the $12,000 weekends, right? You've heard of other people's out there, but if you're getting 10 weeks, $1,000, probably going to make a life-changing event over the next decade of your life by this event, you're underpriced. So that's kind of the first thing to get rid of. The second thing is, I think you may have a different experience than what you're expecting right now. So this is outsider looking in. You reach financial freedom, you write a book for you develop a YouTube, you do podcasts, you make a course, you grow a community with the Facebook that you get access to at the course, and you have all these people who are interacting with you with comments. You've done a couple of things with the REI vendors and real estate rock stars and all these courses that you've done, or not courses, the events that you've done. So I'm the teaching assistant for the Bigger Pockets Rookie Bootcamps. Right? I've been doing that for a couple of years. You get 10 weeks, or 12 weeks, or 8 weeks, depending on which one they're doing currently. And they have a weekly thing where the person who puts it together puts out, here's this week's content, and you're on Zoom, and everyone can interact with you, right? Yeah. Then later in the week, they interact with the teaching assistant who goes, okay, here's this week's topic. Here's my deeper dive questions after getting the information. And then it cycles through the 10 weeks on that. So that could help. I don't know that it's required. But I'm still interacting with people from 2 years ago that went then, the next course and the next course. I think what the experience that you're not going to expect is, I don't know that you've interacted with 10 or 20 all at once on Zoom who are focused on taking action. You learn their portfolios, they learn each other's, they become like an accountability group where they're all watching and monitoring and listening to each other, and they actually want to take action so they can share with the people they're experiencing this with together. And then, so once you have that experience and you have said very clearly, this is a one-time thing, I want to record it, and we get it to other people, I'm making an internal bet with myself that I think this is something you do again. And once you realize it again, because it's kind of like when I put my information online, I thought, okay, I'm going to put this on there and I'm going to do 1 month of weekend calls to get this going. And I was like, that was the most productive thing I've done. So I've done all through August, we did calls again. I'm not saying you have to. I'm saying it's probably something because of the experience you get out of it.
I've certainly thought about that, and I admit that that's certainly possible. I'm very much as you guys probably know, a very rigid guy, right? It's kind of when I set my shocking, I know, right? Shocking. Yeah, so I am certainly not committing to that. I do admit that could occur, but I am now committed to one time 10 week, and it's actually going to be 11 weeks because I always like to exceed expectations. So I'm admitting I'm launching a day 0 event. Just to get everybody together, probably September 5th or September 6th in the evening, just to figure things out together, get the first day scheduled.
I wouldn't do it the day after Memorial Day or Labor Day.
Yes. So it'll probably be the 6th then.
6th. Yeah.
I was thinking that too. So that gives us 2 weeks to get going. but again, so $1,000 is expensive. No question.
Yep.
I put it there for two reasons. One, I'm exchanging 20 hours of my life, at least 20 hours of my life for this.
More.
It's going to be probably going to be more.
Anymore.
What I was telling myself is, hey, if you can record this and then maybe have your guys chop it up, you can create a 10-week boot camp, sell it to everyone else for a couple $100, and it just becomes a reoccurring engine, much like, how to get started, of course, has now helped, 5,000-6,000 people, whatever it is. That was my end goal. Put those two things together, magic happens. If it's the live interaction that gets my juices going and I'm having fun and it's life-changing, I reserve the right to change my opinion, but I am certainly not there today.
So 50 is too many people.
Okay.
We limit ours to 18.
Oh, okay.
And I always say that I give an hour.
Mm-hmm.
We've yet to have one under 2.
Yeah.
And we've had a couple that go 3. And it's because when we get that deep into it, really the purpose of Bootcamp is to make sure that you can take my course, you can take your course, you can take Dion's course, you can finish that course, and you can have a much better understanding of what you're doing. With Dion's, you get the how, and you get all the other different pieces, and the lazy approach and the binder strategy. And so with Dion, you get all of those things, right? And that's important, and that gets somebody going. But we all know that no matter what course we've ever taken in our lives, when you get small one-to-manys or many-to-ones with the teacher, you're going to implement it more effectively, and you're going to get more shortcuts. And so there's value there. The challenge is that we handle the course stuff for the first 20 minutes, half hour. And then it's all the questions about the course and implementation and how's it going. And yes, it's good. And yes, I love it. And this totally changed. And this makes me more money and blah, 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 blah. Yeah. And then you get to 30 minutes and then it's, I have a specific example and I have a question. And that's what we want to do. We want our community talking about these questions because everybody learning, right? The key is that when you have 18 people, every single person in that session gets to speak. Every single person gets to get feedback or give feedback or ask additional questions. And the key to that is I know that people are going to implement more, do more after the boot camp. That's why you're doing this. Yeah. Challenge becomes at 50 people, there is no way on God's green earth, short of being rude, that you're not going to be able, you're going to have to literally cut people off at an hour or 90 minutes and just go, guys, the 90 minutes is up. That's it. Yeah. That's going to be your challenge at 50 people. Yeah. So again, why 50? Again, this is just making the sausage. Yeah. So a couple of things. One is when I created this, I thought I'd only do it once. So I wanted to open it up. 2, I've been doing this, what I do with how to get started one rental at a time long enough. I feel, and I could be completely wrong, but I feel like there's 8, 12, 13 common tripping points with different vocabulary. Totally agree. So I look forward to engaging with everybody. Not everybody wants to talk, but again, hopefully that happens. But I think what will happen with what I do, there's only so many things, right? When you're hands-on, like you are, there's different types and different tools and different prices and different things. Sure. I think where I play at, like what market? Well, these are my thoughts and what a buy box. I could be completely wrong and maybe have to divide it up. I don't know. And the other thing is if you have 50, 35 will show up, right? Or 30 or whatever it is, right? So I don't know, but that's I'm going to do it once. And if it's really exciting and 50 proves to be a problem. And then the last thing to your point is I'm planning 2 hours for each session minimum. Because I do want, hopefully, everybody to talk, right? I'm going to call people out. I'm going to have them write me a story. I'm going to have it all in front of me. And I'm going to take notes. I'm not taking this shit lightly. Yep. Right? Amy, got Amy's story up, and I'm going to be, typing up what we're learning. And this, Matt, Dion, as a CEO, you may know this, but as a sales manager, my job is to get you to commit to something. And then my job is to hold you accountable. Manage you to it. Yeah, sure. Of course. So guess what, guys? Some of you are not going to like me. And I am completely okay with that. I mean, I already don't like you. So it
Yeah,
works out.
some of you already don't like me. That's true. Thank you, buddy.
I'm not
So
retired. I already don't like you. Perfect.
Yeah, perfect. So again, think about what I'm going to do. I'm not going to push anybody to do anything. Somebody comes on, says, hey, I don't have a market, blah, blah, blah. We're going to talk about it. I'm going to give you 2 or 3 action items. I'm going to note those action items down. And guess what? When we talk the next time, and to be clear, this won't be next week. It could be 2 or 3 weeks gap because I'm going to have people do homework. I'm going to come back to my action items and say, hey, Amy, I told you to do 1 and 2. Let's start there. I'm just going to run you like a sales guy. And, you know, again, I hope to pat everybody on the back. And unfortunately, I'm going to have to kick some people in the ass. And I'm okay doing that.
Yep. One of the things you can allow for too is a accountability group. So my boot camps.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
So in my boot camps, when they finish, they transition to their own personal private accountability group.
Now, so is that like an email alias or
for them? It's something where I'm on it. I don't attend all of them. I attend 1 or 2 here and there, right. Just because I want to get an update for how everybody's doing.
Yeah.
But I can't commit to it. And so one of the things, but I still attend, free of charge if anybody's asking. And because I want to just know the update. Yeah. But that's something that they send up a Zoom link because it's less than 25 people. That's the other thing that's kind of nice about that 18 and less. They can set up a Zoom link and they can spend that time together. And like I said, once every 3 or 4 weeks, I'm able to attend and I listen and get to hear everybody's feedback and what they're doing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Here's where the power of the groups comes in. So let's say you have 50 people in there. Some are going to want to burr. Some are going to want to do short term. Some are going to want to do mid term. And they might make that subgroups of here's the information that specifically applies to what we're trying to do. Let's totally talk these days and dig deeper into that.
Yeah, I fully expect subgroups to form. Right. Because again, the whole part of what I talk about finding markets and buy box and average, it doesn't assume the endpoint, right? Whether it's burr or flips or the finding the deal is where everything starts. So I think you're absolutely right. So again, folks, I'll put a link below for the 10-week program. You can buy it. If you don't own any of my courses, it is $9.97. Let's not be confused. It is not free. It is $9.97. If you've already bought the main course, how to get started 1 rental at a time, we will work on the true up cost and get you into it. Again, I will activate everything, give you access to the Facebook group. And we're going to have a call apparently on September 6th because we don't want to do it the day after Labor Day in the evenings, just to get to meet each other and set up that first day. Dion, where can people find you?
Right here on YouTube, Dion Talk Financial Freedom.
And Matt?
Lumberjack Landlord on YouTube and Instagram. And Instagram's been a lot of fun the last few weeks. We got a lot of project updates, so it's been a good time.
Yeah. Thank you, guys.